What did you learn about yourself, or what did you recognize in terms of your physical strength and power at now 33 years old?
That I still definitely had some potential to improve, and I still believe that I might even have more potential to improve in pure power. Maybe it's mostly because it's not the area which I dedicated the most in my life. But it was a pleasant surprise, definitely, that I could improve. And I think it's maybe two things: the new training tools that I haven't really used before, and the really motivated crew that we have here in Arco that I can train with. And I think if you mix this together, you don't really need that much of an motivation, effort, or sacrifice. And you just keep showing up to the training sessions, and the process was pretty linear, and it was just pretty easy for the mind just to, yeah, just to train and feel like you're getting better and stronger on this maybe more sort of like specific board style. I'm lucky that for me, I don't really need that much of a time to transfer my maybe let's say more board climbing or spray wall climbing shape for the rock since I just
Hmm.
have so much experience. I think most importantly, I just feel much more at home on the rock than in the gym. And from for so many different aspects, I feel like climbing in the gym is almost more complicated.
Interesting.
It's just hard to tell. Like not every kind of gym climbing, but let's say the two training tools that I'm using here in Arco, one is this very modern spray wall with basically nothing but big slopers, macros, and some occasional tiny in-cut crimp. But it's more, almost more sort of like just to expand your possibilities when you're figuring out boulder prompts. The goal is just to climb on slopers. So it's like as physical as possible, including some toe hooks, some heel hooks, but it's mostly like this upper body power. And the other training tool is wood board, mostly just wooden crimps, either tiny incuts or maybe slightly bigger crimps, but you still sort of have to crimp them, maybe half crimp them, depending on what your forte is.
Mm.
Uh, but I think both of these training tools are, I think, sort of requiring some sort of technique, which I haven't really trained enough within my climbing career. But most of the rock climbing, I feel like I've done enough in my life, so I don't really need that much time to adapt myself into it. Maybe I need more time for actually sport climbing outdoors because then I might need sort of different rhythm for the climbing because for me the rhythm or the right pace for sport climbing is really, really important. And it's maybe a bit harder to get in the gym because if you're making circuits, it's just like a lot of traversing and down climbing and it's like pretty different. And maybe sport climbing, like in the gym, you just go upwards and it's usually a specific style. You just have to keep going. There's not so many rests. So pacing on the real rock is a bit different when it comes to sport climbing. So I definitely feel like I'm better climber on the rock than in the gym, especially when you get into account like the new school holds or this maybe wood board where it's like much more like cutting feet and like some campus moves and stuff like this.
All right, y'all, just a quick break over here to tell you about Intentional Climber, which is an app that I helped to develop and that I used to go from V4 to V8 in under a year. Let's go. And it's not because I got like freakishly strong fingers, although I did get stronger fingers, which was really cool, but it's because I got very clear with my goals and structuring my training and reflecting on what was actually working. That's what moved the needle for me. See, with Intentional Climber, we've brought together training plans from world class coaches, we've got assessments, reflection tools, and mindset resources from the one and only Hazel Finley, and we brought it all into one place with one goal: to help you stay more consistent and accountable with your training so that you too, like me, can break through plateaus, which feels really, really good. So if that sounds like the kind of climber that you want to become, I'd love for you to check out Intentional Climber. You can try it for free for 14 days, and if you use code STRUGGLE when you sign up, you're going to unlock kind of a secret deal. It's a 6-week Stronger Fingers training program from Coach Chris Hampton. Like, hit one button, set it and forget it. It'll program 6 weeks of training to get stronger fingers. That's for free if you use code STRUGGLE when you sign up. The link is right down there. I'll see you over at Intentional Climber. Well, I mean, it's all relative, but because you're obviously one of the best climbers in the world across all disciplines. But you posted some videos of some sessions, early sessions, I think, on some of the system boards. I think I've seen you on a TB2 and a Kilter board. There's probably others that you've messed around on, but you were quickly doing the hardest problems in the library of those as well. So I am curious, while it sounds like there was a bit of learning the style and maybe the technique of various standardized boards, was there also a real strength or power gain that you think you got from those that did transfer outside?
So I think I did many sessions in my life on Kilter because that's what is usually more available. TB2 is not really thing yet in Europe. I think only like 1 year ago there were just a handful of TB2s in the whole Europe.
Right.
Now it's getting better, but still I think the closest proper TB2 is maybe 4 hours away. In Czechia there is currently one, and that's the one I visited. So so for me it actually took quite a long time to actually adapt my climbing style to Kilter, even though many people would argue that I climb like a sport climber on Kilter board, even though when I climb on Kilter right now, I feel like I climb so much like, a proper board climber, and I even cut feet and stuff like this. But it really depends on what you need to work on. I still think our wood board in Arco is like way better for our level of climbing. It's just like you have way more holds to choose from. And but the downside is that you don't have these boulder ramps set by all the best boulders in the world. But
Right.
luckily, we have a really good and strong crew that we can share the boulder ramps with through like a different app, and that changes everything. So having this board and having being training there alone would be still pretty good, but in that case, I would still probably choose TB2 over my own wood board where I would train alone. So commercial boards is a good substitute for motivated crew. But if you have the motivated crew that is sort of on the same level, I think there's nothing that you can wish more.
Hey, thanks for checking out this video. You can watch more here, and you can check out Intentional Climber and try it for free for 2 weeks by hitting that link right down there. I appreciate the support. I hope your training and climbing are going great. See ya.